Hello friends, welcome to Arlene Cooks. Today we're going to be using 20 pounds of chicken. I got these 10-pound bags for very cheap, under $7 each. And so $14 for 20 pounds of chicken is great. You take them out. They're just thighs and drums, but that's all right. You want to clean them up really well, and we want to soak them in some water. Put a little vinegar in the water. That helps get rid of bacteria and clean the chicken really well. So wash these and add a little salt and vinegar, and we're going to take care of, first thing will be the little bit of innards that are left by the backbone of the chicken. Soak these for a little bit, maybe 10 minutes, and get everything ready so that you can just take this middle part off. Be careful, sometimes there are very sharp bones around here, but just pull that out and pull out the fat that's just hanging there, and clean the chicken, put it in a bowl, and we're going to keep doing that until all the chicken is gone. So just to show you one more time, as you take it, you want to take that little piece of the bottom part of the chicken out, unless you eat it. Some people do, we don't. So we take it off and we clean, we pull out all the fat, and we just keep doing that. And this is kind of a prep video, so we're going to prep this chicken for later use. And if we need chicken in a pinch, don't want to cook, we just go to our freezer and we take out a bag of chicken, and we can use it for casseroles, we can use it with sauteed with onions, we can use it different ways. And so the last thing I want to say is sometimes that little piece of the tush of the chicken doesn't come off easily, and sometimes we just have to take it and use a knife to cut it off. Again, like I said, if it's something that you do not eat, and we don't. So here I'm going to just take it and I'm going to cut it, and that way the chicken is ready for what we're wanting to do. All right. So we finished doing this. So here we are with our bowl full of chicken. That's a lot of chicken, 20 pounds of chicken. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it and I'm going to take the skin off, because I'm going to make chicken crackling. I have a video on that if you'd like to see it, and I'll try to link it as one of the end videos. And we're going to also slice the chicken in half with the thigh and the drum, and take off any visible fat that you can take off. But it's all going to be boiled together, and so many things could be made from this. We're making chicken crackling, we're going to make bone broth, we're going to make regular broth. We're going to debone the chicken thigh and just boil the bones, and you'll see we'll have plenty of meat with just the drums. And these chicken thighs, as I take off the bone, and it's just slicing through both sides of the bone and then pulling. I also want to kind of open up these chicken drums so they're a little bit butterflied, so that they'll cook faster and evenly. And so I'm going to take the skin off of the thigh and have chicken, boneless, skinless chicken thighs to have one day when I just want to take it out of the freezer and I want to make something with it. Especially, I love to make Chinese food with the thighs. And so we're leaving it there, and we can leave some of the fat on there. It's okay, because I usually roast them and that fat will just get nice and crispy. And we do the same with each one of these. We take off the skin, and it's very easy. Just pull it right off. Keep it in a pile. Don't throw it away. It makes a great snack, and it also renders some schmaltz or some chicken fat for cooking. And then you butterfly that drum, and then you debone the thigh. So once you've done this several times, you're ready to have everything cooked and put in the freezer. So you're going to put the chicken thigh meat all together in the freezer in several bags, and according to the size of your family. And then you're going to take the thigh bones and the back, that will be together, and the drumsticks, and you're going to put all those in water to boil for stock. And that's how you do it. Now you'll notice all the different things that we have from this wonderful buy of chicken right here. So you see we have the skins for crackling, we have all the chicken thighs, we have all the bones in the pot. Now we just have to add water, and we'll be adding some spices later on. But right now, filling it with water and getting it ready to boil, and that's our second phase after we do the hard work. Here we go with some adobo, and you can add whatever you like. You can add rosemary, thyme, parsley, different things to just make it delicious. Sage is another good one. All right, now we have that. And here I've marked my Ziploc bags so that I can put these thighs in, and I believe I have about 3 different meals with these thighs, and it's wonderful. And what you need to do is just clean as you go. So every time you're resting, clean as you go, and do a little bit of catching up so that you don't have this big mess at the end. Here's the wonderful broth, and you see how it's getting nice and yellow. Even though we took all the skins out, it is just beautiful with all of that chicken and the bones and the meat. And just make sure you don't cover it totally, because it will overflow after a while. And so if you don't leave it uncovered, that is. So there's the schmaltz, and I show you more or less in another video how to render that fat and be able to use it for later time. And here we are with our wonderful bones that we've been boiling, and it's looking great. So there's the crackling, and I'll show you again on the link how to make that. It's great for snacking, and so I hope you'll try this. There's so many things that can come out of this 20 pounds of chicken. So here are the bones. They've already boiled for several hours, and I'm going to take them out and cool them so that I can pick off all of the meat that it was left on the thighs and all the meat from the drumsticks. So do this, and then you're going to strain that chicken broth. You might want to boil it down a little bit, maybe add some more seasoning, but we will not be putting the bones back in this broth. This broth is ready already for a wonderful bunch of things like soups and flavorings for stews or casseroles, whatever else you're going to do. And that's quite an amount. And so that's what we'll do now, is just pretty much debone the bones, what's left there, and then we're going to add them to a pot. And that pretty much what we do is we just take them when they're cool enough, and we go ahead and same thing, we're cooling the broth, And we're going to strain it first so we get all the little bits out that don't need to be in the broth. Maybe little pieces of bone that have stayed in there or whatever. And then you'll have a pure broth. And what I do is I keep it in this other pot and I put it in the refrigerator overnight. And you will get some chicken fat coming up on the top of this that will harden, and then you can use it with the rest of your schmaltz. You could taste it and see if it is salty enough. You don't want to over salt it, but it's perfect for what you need. And we'll be putting those in Ziplocs tomorrow. And so I take this now and I pretty much debone the chicken, take out the fat, the veins, the gristle, everything, and the bone, and everything I take off I'm going to put into a bowl, and then we're going to put that in the pot with new water, and we're going to do bone broth with a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of salt and seasonings, and same thing like we did with the first batch of chicken broth. And just do this with all of your chicken until it's all finished. And here we are. I have my chicken, marked pollo, because that's chicken in Spanish. And I got 3 bags of chicken, and that will be plenty of chicken for 5 to 6 people. And it's wonderful. I have the bones in the pot boiling, and then I'm going to turn it down to a simmer, and they will stay there overnight. Just remember to put in about a tablespoon of vinegar to help leach the minerals from the bones. And this is what it ends up looking like after many, many hours of simmering through the night. So this is what we get from 20 pounds of chicken. We've gotten crackling, we've gotten schmaltz, we've gotten bone broth, we've gotten chicken broth, we've gotten chicken thighs to save for another day, and we've gotten chicken to save for another day that's already cooked. And with this bone broth, you do the same thing you did with the chicken broth. You strain it. You're not going to pick through the bones already because they've already been picked. And you're going to strain it. And you see how I've added some spices there, bay leaf, and any seasonings you want. And so when you take the bone broth, boil it down for an inch or two and season it. It is laborious, but you can get so much, including a little more schmaltz from this chicken broth. And then after you take the schmaltz off, that chicken fat, which you save with the other chicken fat that was made from the crackling, you put these in Ziploc bags, and now you have plenty of food for the future. Whenever you don't feel like cooking or you don't feel like deboning thighs, you have things ready. I hope you'll try this and that you will enjoy prepping for the future, especially for the winter on cold days, so that you can be ready. Thank you so much for joining me, and God bless you, and enjoy. This is Arlene Cooks.